Hello everybody, we are the Two Stupid Gamers, and we just got back from AnimeNYC 2019. We wanted to talk a little bit about it, let you guys know our experiences with covering the show a little bit and getting to see all the big changes they made to it this year. And yeah, just share some of our fun personal stories.
Yeah, for sure. So the people at AnimeNYC were amazing to us. First of all, they gave us press passes. And because of that, we basically had just free access to the convention itself. The convention itself kind of just blew up. When we first went in 2017, it was a pretty small convention. As it just kept going, as the years kept going, it got a lot bigger. Now most of the convention center is used for AnimeNYC, and there was a bunch of people. It was considerably a lot bigger than normal. Doesn't make it any bad, actually. It was still quite a lot of fun. It had much better food there, especially since they had Go-Go Curry there, which our good friend Aaron works there, as a matter of fact. He's cool.
I actually feel like it was still very walkable, though, and that's because they utilized a lot of the exhibition center itself. That big show floor. In the last 2 years, they would only use about half of it, so now they expanded it. There was a lot more space for people to kind of just move on out. And even in the busiest, most packed parts of AnimeNYC, yeah, there were crowds, but it really isn't anything too uncomfortable.
Not at all, actually.
Yeah. Another thing that they did to expand that show floor was to bring the artist alley down from that top level. I think it's the third floor of the Javits.
That's right.
Down to the main show floor. So that's what that second half of it is being used for. And I will say I was resistant to it at first because I really like that top part of the Javits. We never get to go there.
Pretty much, yeah. Especially for Comic-Con, it's reserved for the top tier actors or whatever.
Press guests, all that section. But AnimeNYC, what they used to do was that was Artist Alley, and it was kind of a chill place to go to. It was really interesting to see that part of the Javits Center. And I was a little bit resistant to it, but it definitely grew on me just because it really made AnimeNYC feel a lot bigger. It made it feel like there was a lot more to do, there was a lot more places to go. And I think more importantly is that if you do end up sticking the artists up on the third floor, some people may not realize that there's another part. They may just not end up going there, just spend all their time on that second floor. Just
on the show floor. They might miss the artist alley completely, which I totally agree.
It gives them more exposure.
It really does.
It puts them right where everybody else is, and you know what? That is a good change. We want to make sure that all the artists get what they deserve, the attention that they deserve.
Especially one of our good friends, Ham. Now, Ham is an amazing artist. The second we heard that he was going to be at AnimeNYC, we had to go bug him and visit him, and of course, interview him. Watch our other AnimeNYC videos, you'll see what we mean. He's a really great artist. One of the amazing works of art that we saw over there was this really awesome poster he made, the Avatar State poster. So yeah, here we have it. As you can see, it's a pretty amazing work of art. The colors are amazing. You can see Aang in his Avatar state, all the 4 elements controlling him. If I'm saying this correctly, I think these are all 4 elements written in kanji or Mandarin or something like that. Looks pretty good. Amazing work of art. Second I saw it, I knew I had to have it. But yeah, you can find him online as Hamling. We'll put his stuff in the description, don't worry about it.
Yeah, and so we personally have not been able to do any wall updates, so for a little special, I know some people may be looking forward to those, so a little special bonus at the end of the video, we'll just put a shot of getting this up there, because that's what it was purchased for.
Indeed it was.
Awesome.
Thank you again, Ham.
So now getting into a little bit more of the meat and potatoes of why we got press passes. They actually gave us the opportunity to meet some cool voice actors.
That's
to
right.
Meet some special guests that were there at the show, and we both got to interview a bunch of them. It was a new experience, I'm sure, for both of us.
Oh, for sure.
It was kind of like a private Q&A session, and they did allow us to take audio. We did do 2 where you would be able to check them out because we were audio recording for those, and that was for Ray Chase and Max Middleman. So 2 voice actors for anime, but also video games and etc. etc.
Yeah.
You could check those out on our channel.
Yeah, but both Ray Chase and Max Middleman were really chilled guys. They're really actually fun to talk with, and I hope you guys enjoy those interviews.
Yeah, absolutely. It was nice because I've never had the opportunity to like sit one-on-one. Well, it wasn't actually one-on-one. They were group interviews.
Yeah,
but to sit there with the voice actor and just have them answer questions that we came up with, that was pretty neat. I feel like for next year, we should probably try to do as many as we can. We applied to a few of them, and then we got most of those back. So, yeah, we definitely got a nice taste of what it's like to do press for an event, a bigger scale event, and we 100% want to come back next year, do even more. Sure. It will be fun. So on Saturday, actually, Hans over here was busy. He was doing something else at the con, and I still wanted to make sure that we were representing our outlet. They consider us an outlet.
Yeah.
And attend a special interview that we were invited to do. So we got to, me and a bunch of other outlets, we got into a nice private room for like a press conference style private session with the lead animator, creative director, and 2 voice actors from Japanese voice actors from Code Geass. So it's a show that I was actually a big fan of because I like mecha anime and I love Code Geass. So it was a nice opportunity. I was kind of blown away. It was on a higher level than I was expecting to. I unfortunately did not ask any questions. I didn't come as prepared as I should have. But just to be able to sit in there, I'm very appreciative of that opportunity. I would love to do it again. And it was nice to hear just the stories that they actually had to share. It was a very personal interview as well. So the questions that people were asking from the other outlets were incredibly detailed. They were very specific, good questions. And it allowed the guests to actually share some very revealing, very personal stories about their experiences in the industry, as the animators, as the voice actors, as the creative director. We also got to talk a lot about Tomino, the creator of Gundam as well, who I now know that they personally know. It was a cool experience. It's unfortunate that we weren't allowed to record any of it, but just being there was awesome. I did take a bunch of pictures. It was neat.
So another amazing thing about AnimeNYC that I just love is the fact that they have a huge arcade there. They have Tokyo Attack. It's an arcade company. They bring their arcade tables, and it's not just fighting games or like some other regular arcade games. They have everything. DDR, other types of rhythm games. They had that arcade style Initial D racing game. A sniping arcade game.
DDR, just like more rhythm games.
It was a lot. But I'm a fighting game fan. We both are. So I was like, all right, I gotta see if they have Street Fighter V and Soul Calibur 6. Unfortunately, this year they didn't have Soul Calibur 6, but they did have Samurai Spirits, which is good to see. Street Fighter V, I definitely got my hands on that, but me being the noob I am, definitely got wrecked in that game.
Yeah, they do alternate them. They had like they just go with like the biggest ones, so I guess the biggest and the newest. So I guess they pushed out Soul Calibur in exchange for the Samurai game that just came out.
They also had that 4-player Gundam game there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got a chance to try that.
No, I'm a big fan of Gundam. I'm not the biggest fan of Gundam Extreme Versus because it's just it's not my playstyle. I don't like a fighting game where it's 3D and I'm like always locked onto somebody. It's just kind of weird. But it was there and people were playing it and you could play head to head. I know Lem, our buddy, was there. He was playing it as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm sure if our buddy Krios was there, he would love that. But yeah, I mean, they had a great selection of games. There was also believe it or not, the show floor had some video games to it as well. There was a wonderful company called Inti Creates.
That's right.
They had a nice big booth, which, by the way, had some great merch as well.
Mm-hmm.
But they had several game demos that we did get to try out.
Of course.
A bunch of cool games. They actually publish and develop a lot of interesting games, some of which are even like, they date really far back. If anyone is familiar with Blaster Master,
oh yeah,
they own that IP today, and they are actually making a new one. It was there, it was playable. I got to play. You did see some footage of it in the Saturday vlog video, and it was really fun. I wasn't too sure what to expect going into it, but they did a great job of jumping between 2D and 3D, and the mechanics felt very fluid. I know that's something people always say, but it just felt really well put together. Very fun to play game as well. And even though I had never heard about it before, I never played Blaster Master before, I actually legitimately want to go and buy that game now.
Same thing with me. It looked like Nanners over here was having quite a lot of fun with that game. Now, Inti Creates is also responsible for creating a lot of other games from way back in the day, especially on the GBA. The Mega Man Zero games, I love them. They were really tight, fun games on the Game Boy Advance, and they had also created the Gunvolt series, if anybody's familiar with that. Mm-hmm. They had just recently published the newest one, Gunvolt Chronicles Illuminous Avenger 9, if I'm saying that correctly. I remember just walking by with Nanners, and I said to myself, that looks a lot like Mega Man Zero.
I've seen that before.
Right? So we walked close, and this one lady, really nice to us, just walked on and was like, hey, you guys want to try it out? And I said, can I? I put my hands on the Switch controller, and it was just like going back to the GBA days and playing Mega Man Zero, but way more advanced with much more options to choose from. And it was one hell of a time I had with that game. The controls were tight. You have these new special abilities that you can activate, either throwing out a whole bunch of bullets at the same time, getting this huge explosion to hit enemies around you, getting this weird like circular, I believe it was like a circular laser thing that happened. You have this little buddy following you that gives you those abilities. And then of course slashing enemies up, blasting them with your cannon. I want this game. Unfortunately, I don't have a Switch yet, but the second I get it, I'm getting a Luminous Avenger. It's going to be great.
Yeah, that was fun. They also had, there were also other game studios as well. There was actually tons of video games at AnimeNYC. Who would have figured? They had a bunch of Bandai games.
Yeah, the Bandai booth was huge. So they had that...
My Hero game.
My Hero Academia fighting game. They had the One Piece game that's coming out soon. But the game that we got to try was the One Punch Man game.
Yep.
Now, this is a fighting game. Makes sense, it's One Punch Man. However, the weird thing about it is you have to choose 3 characters. And if you're going to choose One Punch Man, Saitama, he has to be your third and last character. And the way this game works is you're fighting as these other characters. And if one of you has selected Saitama, One Punch Man, as your final character, and you try to call him in, you get a timer. And that timer can last a while. So if you're in dire straits and you want One Punch Man to come in and end the fight, because that's what he does, he ends everything in one punch, you're going to have to survive until you see him running towards you as the timer goes down to end that fight for you. That's the whole shtick of the game, and I thought that was amazing. Unfortunately, though, because I didn't get too much time with it, I didn't do too well. I kind of got my ass beat in that game, unfortunately.
Yeah, and they had this setup where you would go head-to-head with somebody, and the winner would then go on to do a one-punch-themed punching bag.
Mm-hmm.
So you just hit it as hard as you can, and if you get a certain point, they give you a little swag goodie. So that was pretty neat.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to do it. Hopefully, they'll have something like that in the future, and we can try again.
Yeah, definitely. But it was nice. It was nice to see video games represented pretty well at AnimeNYC. But of course, everyone goes to AnimeNYC for anime, and also for cosplay as well, which you can't go wrong with at an anime con.
That's correct. We saw a crap ton of amazing cosplay, especially from the new anime Demon Slayer. So many people dressed as those characters, especially this one guy and girl that had that one box on his back that you can actually fit somebody inside of. In the anime, one of the characters carries his younger sister in this wooden box on his back. But obviously, most of the people at this convention are either teenagers or older. So they're not going to fit in that small box. Except for this one guy with this huge box on his back. And I'm thinking, can you fit somebody in there? I could. He puts it down, opens it up. The girl walks in. And I'm just thinking, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
we'll put a picture up.
Some people are really dedicated. But also we also had some fun doing our own personal photo shoot with some of our buddies. Just a Persona cosplay photo shoot. What I always like about anime conventions is they have a bunch of official / also unofficial meetups, but if you just know a couple of people, you could go meet with them. If they're cool, you guys can hang out for an hour, shoot the shit, and then just end up getting some amazing pictures out of it. We got an hour plus worth of great photos to use for Persona 4 characters, and that was a lot of fun. I'm glad I had that chance to do that.
It was fun being the photographer for you guys.
Yeah, we had 2 photographers.
That's right. Our friend Jonathan and myself. So I kept yelling a whole bunch of random stuff to get people to either laugh or like give a reaction for some of these shots. And I think it turned out well. What do you think?
Yeah, we got a lot of amazing stuff. We'll be posting a lot of this to. We have been posting some of it too, but we'll be posting more to Instagram,
Twitter,
and Twitter. We actually have some photos in one of the videos that came out. So we got tons of great content. For 2 days, we did a crap ton of work.
Oh, another thing that I loved about AnimeNYC, they had cars in there, but not just any cars. Specially designed anime cars, alright? So the paint job on these cars had anime characters from ranging from Naruto. I think they had Evangelion on some of them. They even had on one of them, they had Naruto episodes playing on the windows itself. And I thought to myself, holy hell, what? And then, of course, the car from Initial D was there. And I just had to get my, praising picture next to it, of course. Also, some of them you can actually get inside the car and take some pictures inside of it, which I thought was great.
That's nice. That depends on the person who brought the car, because they don't always do that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's like a whole car subculture to anime as well, and they love to just bring their tricked out cars like with all the anime stuff on it. It's pretty neat.
The artwork on those cars were fantastic. So even though we didn't get to do a lot of stuff at AnimeNYC, we still had a lot of fun. But rest assured, whenever you go to a convention, you usually get one of these booklets. This is the one for AnimeNYC this year. And their schedule was jam-packed. Here's a quick look at their map, just so you can see everything that was there. And a quick look at their scheduling. This is just a Friday schedule. These are all the panels you can do. This is just one page of it, too.
Yeah.
Then you have Saturday's programming, which is even more jam-packed. So as much as Nanners and I wanted to go into as many panels as possible and have a great time, we would have never been able to do half the stuff we wanted to. And here we have Sunday's schedule.
Yeah, we also had press obligations, and it's like you can't do everything you want at a con. Sundays are also always kind of short because they end up closing at 5 o'clock at a con. So you got to deal with that as well. And but overall, though, the show
was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was just a ton of fun. And I can't wait for next year, which I think it starts on November 20th. So we're going to be there one way or another, I believe.
Yeah, don't they have it in there?
Yeah, they do. 1 second. It's definitely November 20th to the 22nd.
Yeah. And we're down to go again. But for year 3, this was really good. I feel very confident that the people running the show are going to take this in the right direction, and they've done the service of giving New York City a proper anime con once again.
Especially because
justice.
Yeah, exactly. Especially because Comic-Con pretty much swallowed up Anime Fest, and we kind of don't have those two separate conventions happening at the same time anymore. AnimeNYC fills that spot. It fills that hole in our hearts.
So yeah, if you guys want to go check out any of the content that we got from AnimeNYC, any of the interviews, the cosplay pictures, the video vlogs, go check out our YouTube channel. Go check out all of our social media links. That's all in the description. We have correct. Everything there.
Yeah, everything that we mentioned, all the other videos, you're going to find them in our description. You won't have to go far to look for them.
Yeah, and if you're going to AnimeNYC 2020, let us know. We would love to talk to you. We didn't get to quite interview as many people as we'd like. We were a little pressed for time as well, but we would love to just set up something where for next year, like we would randomly interview people who are just at the show, or people that reach out to us through Instagram or Twitter or something like that. If you're there, let us know. We'd love to catch you next year.
That's right. Get you on camera, talk about some of the stuff, not just the convention, but also what you're trying to look for.
Yeah. And we hope if you did go, we hope you enjoyed it. And once again, a huge shout out to AnimeNYC. Thank you guys so much for giving us press passes, letting us go to the show this year like this, and giving us the cool opportunities to interview some of your guests. We will look forward to AnimeNYC 2020.
That's right. Thanks everyone for watching. If you liked our video, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye guys.